Yesterday we talked about like if the Lightning components, it is gonna fit with the MVC model or MVC framework. And like if you guys remember, we said like M is the model, which is one of the object we have. V is for the UI side. It is written by the HTML, and controller is the logic we are using for the JavaScript. This is MVC model, but there was for the Lightning component, when we compare these two, Lightning component and MVC framework, they were not exactly same. And what was the difference? Do you guys remember?
Yes, Lightning components have two controllers, one client side, one server side.
Okay. And like, are these both of the controllers, are they same, or like, is there any difference? One of them for the client side, you said, we know one of them is the Apex controller, one of them is the Aura
Java.
or JavaScript controller.
Yes.
One of working with the database, one of them working with the user side, user interface.
Yeah. Which one is the client side?
The Apex
JavaScript.
side for the database from the yesterday's picture I'm talking about, and the JavaScript Aura side for the client side.
So this is the traditional way, MVC model, and this is the Lightning. Inside the Lightning, we have two controllers, and one of them is faced to the server side, which is Apex controller, and the other one is faced to the client side, which is JavaScript controller. And which one we are using for the Aura component?
Client side.
Which is JavaScript.
Correct.
And do you guys remember the like component bundle for the Lightning components?
Yes.
What was that? Can you count me like at least 4 or 5 of them?
I think we have helper, renderer. I remember.
Controller.
Yeah, and component. We can count, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all these.
Okay, what else?
Style.
Style, yes, style is over there.
I would say kind of picture is SVG extension. I
Yeah.
could say for documentation. And that
So
wasn't
what was the for we usually use that?
Usually we set JavaScript JS extension for the makeup part. We call that.
Component, controller, helper, style.
Yes, these 4.
Yeah.
The first 4. And this is the one we are using for the client side. Actually, this one. Okay, so and after then what we talk about the server side and client side already. We talked about the difference between the Visualforce and the Lightning. And which one was new?
Lightning is the new one.
Lightning is the new one. And what was the basic difference? Like, while we are talking about the Visualforce, we said it is like page centric and it is server based. When we need to update something, we need to like update the whole page. That's why like it is a single page application. Like if anyone asks the difference, you should say at least these two difference. Like it is a single page application and it used the Salesforce memory. But on the other hand, if we talk about the Lightning components, then Lightning components are more flexible. They are dynamic. If you just remember that home page, we have some like dashboards and we just need to click the refresh. Otherwise, it's just gonna get the new data. So it is dynamic. And then it used the cache memory instead of the like Salesforce memory. And it is mobile friendly. That is another good thing about the Lightning, because you cannot adjust the Visualforce for the mobile devices. So it is better if you just say a couple of things in between these two as a difference. After then, we talk about like, we said there are kind of relationship between the components, which means like we can make one of the component to other components parent or child. According to that, if we are applying any style, which is CSS file, if we apply that to the parent, and it is gonna reflect to the child. Any question on this?
I'm good.
Then we talk about the Aura method tag, and we said we are using this one to define the method for the component API, and like it is gonna, how can I say, components controller on the, for the client side, which one we were using? JavaScript one, right? JavaScript controller to make a identification, and while we are using the Aura, we should know, like, if I go back here, we can see this one and we can easily say this is the Aura component. So basically we can say to identify the Aura components, we are using this Aura method tag. And also it is gonna help us to simplify the code, even if there is a parent to child relationship in between the components.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't understand that parent to child or child to parent relationship between components. Is this something that we form the relationship between components? Like how we are doing that?
We are gonna create the next question, for example. We are creating some of the components inside the other component.
So the component,
yeah.
that is inside another component is like automatically become a child? Is that what it is?
Yes. We
Okay.
can say that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If you ask me like, how do we do it exactly right now, I don't remember. But when we create one of the component inside of the other component, then it's gonna be child of the big one. If I just try to draw it.
We are doing that through code, right? It's not
Yes,
something
yes.
like drop and, drag and drop there. Okay.
No. Say this is the one of the component, and inside of this component, we are putting another component, but these are all happening like while we are writing the code. In that way, this is gonna be the child of this one, this component. In that way, whatever you applied as a style here, for example, for this, you made it like background color, like yellow, it's gonna apply to this one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's
Thank you.
That's the beneficial side for the right?
Yeah, like
because other one works as a page. Whatever you fixing or updating, you updating everything. Over here, part.
And like on the other one, like for the Visualforce, when you create something, that's it. You cannot give like different colors, or you cannot identify easily because they are all same. Like whatever the background. I'm just talking about the background, but it can be like the color, or like it can be, you can write it down as italic or bold or something like that. You can give the different color for the words or the letters, but you can do it only once, and it's gonna affect the whole page on the Visualforce. But for the Lightning component, you can just like identify it according to the component. Say in the same page, say I have like one component here, one component here, another component here. I can just change everything according to the component. So the whole page is this, but I can change it according to the requirement, or I can make it like more clear or more user-friendly, whatever I would like to do. That's why it is flexible. And also it is dynamic if you are using any dashboards or something. Does it make a little bit sense about this relationship?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're right. And like while we are putting the components, is there any limit for it? There is no limit. So whatever components you would like to fit inside that, you can just use it, and you can write it down, your code. But while you are creating the components, as you all know right now, you are using at least like 3-4 different code you need to insert, because they are gonna be all like related to each other. You are gonna call from one page or one Apex code to other one. So to create one component, you need to write a code for 4 different pages. Think about like that. Like, for example, yesterday what we did, I don't know if it is this one. Yeah, that one was our, this is test class. There was a batch class. After then, there was a test class about that. And we just write down a scheduler class for this batch class. And we write down a test for that scheduler class. So they are all related to each other. Same thing is gonna happen while you are creating any Aura component. think about like you are gonna have 3-4 different things. One of them is component, controller, helper, style. This is gonna be like, they are gonna be all connected somehow. I don't remember like which one was working first, but sometimes on the interview, they were asking like, if you have all these like component, controller, and Apex class, and you have a helper, and like, what is the order? How does it run? Because it is getting complicated. You need to connect like 3-4 different things. But the good thing, they are not asking this one like while you are sharing the screen or something. They are just asking verbally and you are just replying. So that's another thing we need to know. For example, if you have one trigger and one Apex class, like which one works first? Hello, hello.
Oh, there was a picture about that, right? Maybe in our PowerPoint. I remember. What was the hierarchy?
Oh, no, not that one.
Oh, okay.
That is something order of execution for the triggers. The thing is, I am asking like, if you have a trigger here, which let me find you. For example, account trigger. And for this account trigger, you are just trying to go to the handler. Account trigger handler. And like, this is Apex class, right? Account trigger handler. Because you are putting like all your code here and you have an extension of the APXC.
Yeah.
So this is the trigger because you have APXT here. And like, which one runs first and the other one runs second?
Apex class?
Okay, just focus on this user story. Upon the account creation, if the industry is not null and having a value as a media, then populate the rating as hot.
So first.
So in this case, what we need, like we need an account creation with the industry field is not empty and it selected media as a value for the industry. Then what we are expecting, something is gonna run and make our rating field as a hot. Is that correct? So for this, like what you are expecting, what it's supposed to be, and when it's supposed to run. So we were describing that on the trigger, right? Whatever is the method name here, update rating, the first one here. So whenever somebody creates an account record with the industry field has a media value inside, then it was updating the rating field as hot. And when it's supposed to run, like before it inserted to the database. So your trigger runs first before that record is saved to the database. So when this thing runs, it is going through here and it is running this and it is making your rating hot. After then, it is saving to the database. So your trigger first, Apex class second. These kind of order I am talking, because you are gonna create like 3-4 different classes here: JavaScript, helper, style, component, controller. You need to know like which one is gonna run first, then it is gonna affect the other one, then it's gonna go through with the next one. So I mentioned that one. Otherwise, the other picture you are talking about, it is the order of execution for triggers. Anyway, when Sanjay starts to create these classes, it's gonna make more sense, no worries. And there are like actually 2 questions here. Like, what are the Aura components, which we mentioned before? We can just easily say it is like Lightning components. And after the Aura components, we have Lightning Web Components, which is another Lightning component. But Aura components are like open source technology we are using for the Lightning component. And it is self-contained and reusable units for an application or for an app. And why we use the Aura? You can basically say we can just define the components and applications when we use the Aura namespace. So Aura components is the open source technology and it is reusable. It includes like self-contained and reusable units. And why do we use the Aura namespace? When we use that, it is gonna be easy for us to define the components and applications. Any question? So this one here, are there any CSS styles provided by Salesforce for supporting the Lightning components? Yes, we have that one, and I'm not sure if I put a hyperlink here. No. Okay. It should be right here. While we are working on this, sometimes like Sanjay is gonna come through here on this page also. This is all about the Salesforce documentation, which is like including the Lightning Web Components also. But we are gonna copy some of the stuff from here, and we are gonna use them while we are writing down the code. And in the actual work also, whenever you need something to design it, like whenever you need some styles, you are gonna apply on this documentation, and whatever you want to use, you are just gonna take on that and apply to your code. For example, if you remember, like on the web development also, you guys are using this on-click. I don't know if you remember it. But this is the one which I opened. This is for the Lightning Web Component. I am just gonna check for the style components in the Salesforce Lightning design system. Lightning design system. I believe they are both same. Let me check this one. And applying. This is for the Visualforce mobile app. I'm just looking for it. Anyhow, he's gonna share these links with us. So in that way, while we are applying the code, we are just gonna check, and sometimes even he's gonna tell us to like go and take it from here, from this page, and apply to your code. And that way we are just gonna copy from here. So there are lots of source, and like if you would like to read, it is gonna be better. But what are they doing usually? Like this is the Lightning component library I was looking for. Like there are lots of things inside, and you all need to spend some time. All the components, HTML templates for the CSS. So you are gonna be able to find lots of resource inside the Salesforce documentation. Now I'm just gonna pass through. I don't wanna make you scared. And then I will continue with the next one. So I think I can delete this question because is it just for Lightning component? Is it just for the mobile apps? No. The purpose was first place about the mobile apps, but you can use it for the like desktop, any tablets, and any mobile devices. That's why it is better than Visualforce. Okay, so it is asking, is there any library we can use for the CSS while we are implementing the CSS classes? Yes, there are. Like one of them is JavaScript CSS libraries. Let me search this one. For Salesforce.
How can we imagine these libraries, maybe? What kind of library?
Okay. If you remember on the web development, you were going through some Google fonts and you were taking some fonts from there and you were applying to your code.
Yes, I remember.
You can think about like that way.
Okay.
So whatever is needed for you, you can just come and pick that one up, and then you can just use it. So today, I believe he's gonna start with the HTML. So like if you guys remember, you were just putting style, then you were describing the width and height of that, putting some pixels, same thing. But you should remember, that's why he's gonna start with that. And there are different libraries. I am just trying to find left, right. All the properties. But while we are using these libraries, we are gonna go through the Salesforce libraries most of the time, and we are gonna pick it up from there. I am just trying to check my bookmarks if I bookmark already, but it looks like it's not on this. But believe me, we have like more than what you needed while you are typing the code. There are lots of libraries. Is it possible to integrate Lightning components with a framework such as Angular? Yes, like we can insert to the Visualforce page, and then we can like use it. Then for the Lightning components is used in another component. So like you can design it according to the requirement. So you can integrate the Lightning components with another frameworks. If you ask me like what is the Angular, as far as I know, Angular is one of the framework they are using for the front end. And they are using the Angular framework to design the UI side. If you would like to integrate with them, yeah, you can. But it is not restricted with the Angular. You can integrate with the other ones. All right, this one, yeah, you already know this because you already know this one from the Lightning app builder. All the Lightning record pages, while you are saving, it is like asking you for the org default or app default. And then if it is just for the like app record and profile, so if it is a org default, it is gonna affect your whole org. But if you select the app default, then it is just gonna override the org level. And if you are gonna make it more specific, then you can pick like app, record type, and profile. In that way, it's gonna be like more specific for that record type or for that specific profile. If it is specific, like then it is gonna override to the general ones. Which means like for the org one, if you selected something different, and for the app or record type, you selected something totally different. Which one is going to apply for that record type? Whatever you selected for record type, it's gonna override the org level. Do you guys remember? Sometimes I'm confusing to remember this thing, but let me try here. I have the org. Let's go say manager. Components. not the Lightning App Builder, I think. So we have some record pages. No. Not from here. I'm just going to say app page, but it's not going to give me anything. Manager. Do you guys remember it? App default or org default? App. Well, assigned app and are you guys there?
I'm here,
Yes.
but I don't remember, unfortunately.
I only remember seeing that when we were doing something with the reports.
Not that one.
Not that one.
I remember from some exam questions at default.
Lightning apps by default. No, this is just showing me. Okay. Quick start. No, it is just showing me. Lightning app navigation menu. No. I'm always confusing with the Lightning App Builder and org default, app default, this one. Let's mess me up. So let's try this one. Select a profile and click the assigned app. Okay. So on here, it says go to the profile. And what profile we have demo user? Assigned users, assigned apps. No, this is something different. Default page instances, navigation, this one. Default home tab. It's on the tabs. Let me check this one with the old default. Object manager. No. type. Record page settings. No. Or something lightning pages or something like that. Yeah. When we don't do something for a long time, this is the result.
Maybe the app builder, the Lightning app builder.
Not this one.
App manager, maybe?
App manager. Because from here we have some like couple of, okay, when I say new here, maybe yes. Okay. So whatever we are designing here, for example, for the home page or record page, then like we are giving a name and we are selecting one of the objects, say this one, say next, and we are just giving one of them like header and left sidebar, which is
We are just
like this.
choosing the template.
Yeah. And then on Salesforce default page, no, we're just applying this. After then we are designing it. Then while we are saving this thing, it is gonna ask to activate
For both.
org default, app default. This one I was mentioning.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even remember. So I came back to the Lightning App Builder, but when I see them, I just didn't realize I need to click the new one. So
I'm sorry, after new, which one did you click? App page, home page, record page?
I just randomly select, but I choose the record page.
Record page, okay.
And from here, like in the PowerPoint, I was mentioning that if I select something more specific, for example, as a org default, I design it, say, one header, one left side and right side. But for the record type, say, I selected something different, just header and only left side. So it is gonna design my record type according to one header and left side only. So the design of the record type, it will be totally different than the org or totally different than the app. Because I'm just specifying that I would like to use this one as a record type. And you are assigning it from here. So whatever you select, which application, they are just gonna be
able to see.
Affected only. For example, if you just choose this app, Lightning Bolt, so it's just gonna affect
Activated on
this application on the record page only. Does it make sense? These are the stuff which we did, but
yes.
for a long time and forget it. So this is my unnecessary one. why it is all about the Lightning App Builder. Normally, why did we come here? Because it is just about the UI side. We are designing the UI side. So our case record page is like this. Let me see. Yeah, it is like this. But our account record page is maybe totally different something. And like, I go back one more. I think it's not gonna go back. I was surprised because I didn't see any homepage here, but yeah, right now I can see. What was the purpose? Why do we use the Aura components? To design the UI site, right? Like the whole purpose of the Lightning components. Like it doesn't matter if it is the Aura component or it doesn't matter if it is the Lightning Web component. So what we were trying to do, designing this page for the UI in that way, when user go to the recruitment application on the home page, they are gonna see this design. This is the recruitment app. This is the home page. Whatever we can see here, we designed it here. Actually, we just drag and drop from here, but on the components, Aura components, we are designing this one only. Then next, this one, next, this one. So we are describing how it is gonna look like, and we are giving the icons. We are just describing like if it is gonna be the like the bold, or is there any like colorful letter here, something like that.
Do we have the option to include like a link URL or like something like that as an input? Like would that give us that chance? Like when we design,
yeah.
like if maybe like exterior web link is required or necessary, like should we like are we able to do that as well?
Yes, and also when I show you previously, when I create any Aura component, we are gonna be able to see that one right here. So these are the standards one. They are just coming with Salesforce. Whatever, if this one is enough for you, because you are using the flows to design here also. So you can just drag and drop this one. But whenever you create an Aura component or Lightning Web component, then you are gonna be able to see that component here, and you are gonna drag and drop that one here. In that way, it is gonna go through this page. If you are designing the record page for the position, so it is gonna come through here.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of one header and one big left side and right side, so maybe you can just change it to something else. And whatever you would like to put here, you can just design that. Because when you just create the component, you are gonna put some buttons and everything. So you are gonna use that on click. When you use on click, then you need to give them some hyperlink. If you remember for the web development, you did same thing also. So
yes.
if you would like to see my resume, then you can make it hyperlink. Whenever somebody click on that, they can go through that.
Yes. Okay.
And for the Salesforce, like, for example, these are all hyperlink, right? Say, this is the candidates. Whenever you click this one, it's gonna go there. Whenever you click this, if you have any phone, then it's gonna call. Any email, it's just gonna try to email that. Who is the owner? It's gonna take you to the owner. Like, whatever. And always remember that thing, like inside the Salesforce, if you are clicking somewhere with the control, then click, it's gonna open another tab. So you don't need to make it like, I would like to open this in a new tab. Just control and click something right here. This is valid for everything which is highlighted, like whatever has like hyperlink. This is, for example, it doesn't have anything, but for this, you can just click. In that way, you can keep the other tab. So this is not the topic, but yeah. So the basic purpose, we are just trying to design this homepage, add page, or record page. And for that, we need some components, and we are creating that components with the Aura component or the Lightning Web component. We are gonna learn one by one. And we came over there from this question. So it looks like you can say, like, what is the relationship between this one? Why we are just going back and trying to remember this thing? It is all related to the Lightning components, Lightning App Builder. Does it make sense? And how we can create a Lightning record page? Yeah. Instead of doing that much search, I wish I go to the next slide. Okay, so when we go to the app builder, we are just selecting the Lightning App Builder. Whenever we say new record page, then we are just putting a name, and then we are selecting the object, for example, opportunity. Then we need to select like the template, and then we should just say click finish. In that way, we can create. I added this one to don't forget, but I already forget. So when I share this one, you are gonna be able to remember. If you just remember there was something which was showing as a guidance, it will be enough also, because there are too many details and we are keep forgetting. All right. What are the type of Lightning pages? App page, home page, record page, embedded service. How do we know that? Which we just did it right here. If we can come back to the Lightning App Builder. When we come here, these are the ones. For example, voice extension. This is something new. It was not here previously. Each and every release, they are adding something which I don't know this one, for example. So you can customize the extension for the Service Cloud voice. Wow. So instead of typing, I think they are using voice. I should add this one over there also. But as a page, these are the all page. App page, we are using for, like, for example, this is my custom app, and this is the app page, the whole app page. If I am using any home page, that is right here. So if you are going through and designing just for the record page, it is gonna affect, because while you are selecting this, you are selecting the object, right? So if I say record, then I need to select the object. It is just gonna affect that specific object. And this one, I really didn't use that one. And I believe this thing was implemented here like last year. I didn't use this one that much. Most of the time we are gonna use Deza, but if you would like to dig into it, you can just search for it. All right. Until here, do you guys have any question? Otherwise, we are gonna.
And when we create the Lightning page, let's say that app page, and at one point it's gonna give us like an option to, like, somewhere along the way for the mobile application too, right? Or is it automatically gonna be like mobile friendly?
Let me show you. I'm just creating as an app page, as a label, and we are selecting the type. Okay, whatever you would like to. If you just select one region, no need to use this one because it's gonna become like a Visualforce page because it's a single page. But you can make it something different.
So it shows a phone.
Totally optional. For example, we selected this one, right? And it is showing that, like, if you use the desktop, you are gonna see like this is the design. And if you are using tablet and it is sideways, if you are holding sideways, then you are gonna see the same thing with the desktop. If it is like this way, your tablet you are holding, then it is gonna give you 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it is a mobile, it's gonna be back to each other. And say we just selected this one. And then, like, we just started to save. We didn't even select anything, but say we selected. We need to activate it. And while we are activating here, this is the name I gave it, but we can just change. Activate for all user or activate for system admins only. You can select this. You can change the icon. So whatever you would like to do. And this is the Lightning experience. You can just select which, for example, okay, I'm just selecting for the sales, and let me select something different, Lightning Bolt. And for the mobile navigation, you can just, like, you can, in here we don't have, but add page to the app. So if we have any mobile, then we can assign to that app. For example, tasks. And then when we save this thing, for example, we are just saving it for the Lightning Bolt app. Okay. This one was asking previously on the bottom if you would like to apply this one for the desktop. mobile,
Yes, I
or-
remember
or
that we
or
actually,
all of them. It looks
yes.
like they changed that one like this.
I remember that we actually,
It's supposed to be on the
yeah,
bottom.
saw that, yeah, those
Yeah.
options before.
Yeah, they make it like here.
They changed the,
Yeah, instead of that.
yeah. Okay. So you still need to like click for the mobile navigation and edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You need to go one by one. Like it is right here now, and I can just bring it here, and then I can just save it, and that way you can use it. But since I don't have anything here, I just wanted to share. And like this is showing like if I have tablet and I'm holding as a portrait, it is gonna be something like this.
So for the mobile, it's only gonna show 3 components, right?
For the mobile, it is gonna be one header and like 3 more components. So in total, it's gonna be 4. And whatever you would like to put here as a component, you can just put. So recent items here. And if I have any Visual Studio, like Visualforce, I still confuse it. Is there any chatter or something? I use the chatter, I believe.
The first one?
So I can just save it like this. And I can see like what is gonna look like on the desktop. But it looks like that navigation menu has changed.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So even like 6 months is a big change for Salesforce. I think
Definitely.
this one.
And
So
I'm really curious about this voice thing. You know, it's kind of fresh, but I'm
yeah,
not sure. Are they taking a voice memo or kind of voice update or sending a voice messages for, you know, the employers between each other or something with the groups? This is kind of, you know, really fresh.
yeah, I need to dig into it. I have no
Yeah.
idea, but it looks like you can use your voice like the Siri and what was it? The other one?
That's good.
Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Alexa.
That's really good.
Yeah, today I just joined like I don't know how many different meetings, and I was talking about like 6 different applications, so I cannot remember all the words today.
Mevlüt Bey,
Yeah.
I am curious about for a long time. Is there any chance to see for a different company, how does Salesforce look like for that company? I would like to see the custom objects, for example, custom apps.
So for that,
Yeah.
for example, the problem is that like for that I need to connect with my like company laptop, and I cannot do that.
I'm sure, yes.
But what I can do, maybe I can get some screenshots for you guys.
Yeah.
And then
Thank you.
I can share them.
If it's not confidential, or is there any policy?
Yes.
Normally it is
Gotcha.
confidential, but the purpose here for the training purpose, we are just gonna see, and I can change some names or something like that. The whole purpose, whenever you see that, you are gonna say like this is a little bit more, but
Yes.
you are gonna get used to it. Even if you are a Salesforce architect or like the senior Salesforce developer, if you are joining any like company which has lots of applications inside, and you are not familiar with it, you don't know the data structure over there, you don't know how did they design it, you don't know how did they design the UI side also. So for that, it's gonna take lots of time. And the only thing, if you have like more experience, you are gonna be the one who is asking the right questions. Otherwise, no one is expecting from you to know everything about that. Because you don't know the validation rules, you don't know if there is a formula, or you don't know is there any trigger happening. So this is gonna take lots of time. And when you join any company or any project, I should say, you should have a bunch of questions. Whatever you remember, like just ask them. Just because if you don't ask them, they are gonna say, okay, so we are doing this, and we are just like doing this one, and they're not gonna even explain there is a like validation rule behind of it, and it is affecting under this condition, or there's a trigger, it works on the, they're just gonna say on the back end, some stuff is happening, and like it is giving you this. And some of the, for example, checkboxes, they are gonna be affect the whole record if it is gonna turn to active or inactive. And they are gonna put some formula for it if you don't know that, and then you are gonna receive lots of issues from the user side, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I can grab some screenshots and I can share with you guys.
Mevlut Bey, is there a way to understand, to get a clue if an application that we are working with, I mean, not for the Salesforce job, obviously, that to understand like it is the Salesforce or not, because it can be designed anyway, so it may not have the Salesforce logo anywhere. The reason I ask, because we use a lot of like different applications, and like two of them particularly, the logic is like so similar to what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Of course, for the different, very different subject. It's for design and ordering and everything, but I can kind of like see the back end, like how things are coming together.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that application is a Salesforce, like if they are using the Salesforce CRM or something else, because there's no logo anywhere, obviously. But is there a way that for me to know that?
From your end, since in that position you are the end user.
Yes.
And as an end user, I should say no, because some of the like applications, if they are building over the Salesforce, then you should log into that system through the Salesforce.
Okay.
But it is gonna be like the different logo or something like that. You just need to go through. For example, I have an iPad on my hand from the client side. They have the mobile version for the Salesforce. It's a Salesforce application. And when I click on that, it is just taking me through the Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
And to log in over there, it is having lots of ERP systems you need to go through, or as I mentioned before, you need to go through with some MFA stuff. After then, it's gonna take you there. But whatever you are using, it is a Salesforce system.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah, when I log in, it's not a Salesforce
But-
login page that we see. It's
Yeah.
totally different.
What about Customer 360? Maybe is it related with this or not?
no, Customer 360 means like when you build any application over the Salesforce, then you can provide them not only the sales, because Salesforce priority is the sales, and it was built just for the sales in the beginning, and then it is providing the service, it's providing case management, it is providing like health. Every cloud is like including, I don't know in total how many, but Salesforce can provide all these cloud systems to the same company. That's why they call it like 360. So they can cover everything for one company.
So the customer or we cannot understand.
Yeah.
Like you explained with Salesforce, I think it is same thing. We cannot know.
For example, Ebru asked me a question, is there any like the Salesforce logo or something? For example, this mobile app, you are not gonna see any Salesforce logo. Because company's logo is over there.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
It is totally designed like from
Hmm.
the Salesforce, and we are using the like browser version for that application. But we are going through over the Salesforce login credentials we are using, and you can connect to that one. But if you can share any screenshot of the program you are using, maybe it can give an idea. Most of them, they are using Salesforce, but
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it just like it can be Salesforce. I don't know how other
CRM systems.
management systems are similar to each other, but I can kind of tell that this is either Salesforce or very similar to Salesforce, because I can kind of put some connection on the backend side, like how
Yeah.
things are, designed and how they are connected to each other. But of course, like I cannot be 100% sure what that is. Like if it's Salesforce, I can apply for a job in my own company. That would be great. I already know the ins and outs of the
Yeah.
business, so it would be great. Like I could be a
And
really big help to
If-
design that. Yeah.
if you can contact with the IT department, they are gonna-
Yeah, I thought about that, but also I didn't want to do that because that will give them like a chance to know that I'm actually into something else as well.
No,
Like,
you
change my career from the designer to an
you-
IT person.
No, you don't need to say that. You can just say like, I am a little bit curious about this like software stuff. So I was just wondering if you guys are using Salesforce to build this application, or do you have any idea like what they are using to design
Okay.
this
Yeah, I think
application?
you don't need to mention about Salesforce Word. You can ask
Yeah,
in
yeah.
general.
Yeah, maybe I can just pretend that I'm like super curious about the IT stuff. Like all of a sudden I become extremely interested in IT. Yeah, but yes, because I'm really curious that it is like it
Then
might be Salesforce.
most probably it is, but I don't know the like company and what is it for. It doesn't really matter actually, because like all the companies are using right now, and
Yeah, and everything can be like customized, like a
Yeah.
app page, home page, everything can be customized and doesn't have to look like what we are working with in our org here. So, right?
It is gonna be more complicated because like since we are all starting from the like zero, so if we try to work with like 30 objects, like students, they are not gonna be able to catch everything together. And like it's not gonna make sense sometimes. It is gonna be hard to understand for the beginning, but since it is the same thing, it doesn't matter if it is like just as like 5-6 objects or like 25-50 objects.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you need to understand the relationship in between the objects, and also like what is the fields and what kind of fields it has. Is there any formula? Is there any validation rule? Because these are the things working behind of the scene. And is there any flow? So basically you need to know where to go to check the flows. You need to know where to go to check the triggers.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a trigger, like you can just write down the Apex trigger and you can just figure that out. But since you are not there while they are implementing that trigger, you don't even know the trigger names. You don't even know the like objects. Like that is the hard part.
Yes.
But it is gonna come through like in timely manner, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I was planning to go through one, but we can continue tomorrow. As I said, I am planning to complete the Aura components this week, including tomorrow is Thursday, right? Thursday and Friday, so we have 2 more days. Yeah, I think we can complete this. Even if we cannot, we are not behind for the interview prep. We are good right now. We are on track, I can say. But as soon as I finish this one, I'm gonna ask you guys to repeat the developer side, and we need to do some more interviews. After then, I'm gonna share some like the like background histories, if you would like to do it, or because normally when you go through any interview, it's gonna start with like, tell me about yourself. So that story should be solid. You should be able to say everything over there. And then it is gonna go through the interview session. No worries. I'm gonna let you guys know when it is ready, and I'm gonna ask you to memorize that one. All right. Is there any other question?
Not from me.
Yeah, not for me too. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I'm gonna see you guys a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right.